All right, I believe we're going live here. Can I get a positive that we can hear? My name is Matt with InOvate, and this is the Encompass Dryer Vent Cleaning Series 1.
Good morning. My name's Andy. I'm the training manager. Matt, we can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect.
We appreciate you folks for joining us, and I'm going to hand the show over to Matt. And thanks for joining us.
Great. So my name is Matt, and I'm grateful to be here to be able to be hopefully a level of value to help each and every one of you guys grow the businesses that you support. I'm going to run through a couple slides. The idea is to share some value behind dryer vent cleaning. And one of the things that I get excited or at least passionate about is being able to educate people so they know some new options that they can make decisions on. So we're going to try to go 45 minutes. I want any questions that come up. If you guys want to know more or you're not quite sure, please let Andy or myself or any of us know. Happy to kind of have that deeper dive into something. We're going to jump into who is InOvate. And InOvate is proud to be able to offer these solutions: the dryer jack, the soffit flow, the dryer vent, the dryer wall vent, the dryer placard, the dryer flex, the dryer clamp, the dryer L, the fresh vent, and the Defender Access Plus, and the dryer box. So we're not talking about more than these products as far as a value add solution to common dryer vent problems that you guys will likely encounter if you have additional areas that you inspect for. And having something that does a better job either by building code, safety, efficiency, can definitely impact the customer's overall satisfaction and safety. So we will go over two of these products today. And the nice thing to think about is adding value either way to whether any of you that are attending this introduction training call, whether you're thinking about offering dryer vent cleaning, you already are offering it and you want to optimize or do better. And maybe this isn't for some of the people attending and they want to do better with a couple products for their current services. So the reason I'm going to stick to two of these, the dryer flex and the dryer wall vent, to introduce those as an initial idea, is to simply to be able to have something of value, whether you're doing your appliance service work or add to dryer vents. So given an overview here, we are going to look at the inside functionality of a dryer appliance and venting systems, the common problems in residential dryer vents, and we're going to walk through the InOvate value-added solutions. We're going to identify how dryer vent cleaning can impact your business. So the simple question to start with that I like is, why dryer vent cleaning? Why would this service?
Yeah. Matt, can I ask a question? Yeah. Are the slides advancing for people? Can we see them, or is everyone still on the first slide, the intro slide?
Still on the first slide.
Oh, okay. We're having a little trouble then. Let's see if we can adjust this.
Is that advanced now?
No.
Matt, in the bottom left corner. Okay, I would say, Matt, in the bottom left corner, I think, is a place where you could present, advance the slides.
Has the slide changed at all here?
I changed it, so it did. Sync to presenter. I'm scared to push that.
We'll see if we can get this worked out.
You just holler when you need it changed, and I'll do it. And we can move on.
Let me see if we can do one other idea here. Thank you for bearing with.
See if that gives you control, Matt.
I didn't see any change on my end. Give me one moment to try to figure that out. Let me see here. Give me one moment, please. Any advance or still the same?
Still the same.
Okay.
Your slide went away.
Yep. I'm going to see if we can.
This is why we love technology.
I appreciate the patience. We do have some good value here if we can get to it.
As Matt's looking for that, I'm Frank Ambrose. I'm the Vice President of Sales here at InOvate. And as Matt said, we're appreciative of the opportunity. And the one thing I'll say is that I believe you'll have our contact information. Anybody can always think of us as a resource. If you have any questions, we're talking to companies every single day across the country who are providing these services, have unique situations. So just think of us as again, a resource for information, not just a place to buy products. We want to help everyone succeed. And I always tell our sales team, our biggest mission is to help people grow their business. So we're not a transactional company. We're here to invest in people and invest in their businesses. That moved on for me, Matt, to the Who is InOvate slide. Did everyone see that?
Yeah, you went to page 2, Matt.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the control of it though.
Quick show of hands as we're moving through this. I think you got it, Matt. Good work.
Well, okay, cool. So we'll try to pick up where we left. Thank you guys for your patience. What we were trying to introduce is the 10 different solutions or so that InOvate can help you guys with dryer vents. And we did the session overview. This is about functionality of the dryers, the venting systems, the residential common problems, and what you do with value-added solutions and how dryer vent cleaning can impact your business. And we were right at the slide that wasn't advancing, which is why dryer vent cleaning? And so I think you should know why you would do it. I think the idea is to serve your customers with a complete offering that is an optimized way to provide a dedicated service. If everybody can see the slide here, this is the inside of a dryer. If we got the right slide, is anything look good here, or is there anything that could have been better or different? And why does it matter? This picture here, these are just inside recent trainings that we had dryers taken apart. And I do have a question. If anybody here has ever been inside a dryer, looked at this picture, is anything get hot inside this dryer? Just a question mark. There's heating elements, right? And then lint, as we know, is a great tinder for fire. It's in the Boy Scout handbook for helping to start fires. So it's definitely not somebody in there somewhere that you want it to be. And then a fun joke would be is if you're standing in a laundry room and this was the case and a dryer caught on fire, how would you put it out? Do you use a fire extinguisher and spray the outside metal box? It's hard to access. So write different products that help resist flame and smoke, different ways to help minimize or not have this as a situation. Everything good in life is good with maintenance. If you neglect something, it's not always the best way to go. But dryer fires are a real threat, and there's over 15,000 reported each year in the USA. And so performance for a appliance, for a clothes dryer, is very important. And back pressure in a system equals resistance and restriction. And so back pressure is something that affects the pressure of the system. It's measured in water column inches of pressure. on a magnehelic gauge, or you can use a digital manometer, pictured in the bottom here. CDET is a certified dryer exhaust technician certification. They highlight some best practices and ways to service and evaluate a clothes dryer and to get them as safe and efficient as they can be. They advocate that a home, each dryer should have 0.60 water column inches or less to be satisfactory or in a safe operating range. So what does that look like? On a digital scale, it's 0.60. On the magnehelic gauge in the bottom of this picture, that round circle that measures back pressure, if that needle was halfway, that's 0.1 or 1.0. That's an unsafe operating level for a clothes dryer. So it's a good way to be able to measure and put into numbers and quantify the condition of their dryer vent, to be able to know if there's things that could be improved, that need to be improved, that are not in line with the manufacturer of that dryer and what they say is a safe range, and also helping to create airflow safety efficiency and be in line with the best practice of how it should operate. So performance matters, airflow velocity. And so measured in CFMs, mile per hour, or feet per minute, you can measure airflow behind the dryer and at the termination. So where the dryer hooks up to the wall and wherever it exits the building, whether it's the roof or the sidewall. And in dryer venting, a lint-filled duct system and a blocked termination may point or may not result in an increase or decrease airflow. More information is usually needed to assess. So even though water's coming out of the hose, it doesn't tell the full picture, because pressurization or lint buildup or a crushed vent or something that is along that venting ductwork may not be a good indication that everything's safe and operating the best way. Airflow alone does not indicate that the system is venting well, and pressure and velocity differentials are key to properly testing performance issues. So a clean and 4-inch round pipe all the way through. You think of a dryer vent system, if you get a tennis ball to run through that vent from start to finish, that gives you an understanding that you have some version of a clean and operating vent. But the picture on the left is lint will accumulate over time. It's going to happen. And so maintenance helps that, but proper venting and proper components of a dryer vent help that. So how does this help you guys build your business? InOvate's a strong believer in an educational sales approach. Our best customer is an educated buyer, right? If you don't have enough information to make a choice, you can't make a good choice. So the benefits of an educated customer. If you guys can read this, it's kind of just a comedy approach to saying, hey, we try harder or buy it, asshole. You know, the idea with this is there's approaches that you can do with education. It's not about pushing products or pushing services that are not needed, but it's about educating and consulting with a homeowner or the owner of the building. Bridging the gap through education is kind of essential for people to make good choices. And so differentiation leads to increased sales. So this is rooted in the idea that offering appliance services is great, but how do you differentiate between other businesses to increase your sales? So valuable educational info. You're educating on a couple areas to keep their home safe and efficient with their relation to their dryer vent. Knowledge of what the competition offers versus your best practices. So if a company's offering appliance services only, but they're not giving the full evaluation to a home, could that differentiate your business? What makes your products, your services, and your processes different than the other businesses operating in that community? So with an educational approach, educate your customers and identify any code violations. If anybody can see me in here, a front and back piece of paper is literally the building code that relates to a clothes dryer. There's all different building codes for different areas, for HVAC, for roofing, for every element of a home build, but there's actually about 2 pages of codes that help a safe operation of a dryer. And so you can educate your customers that there are some codes that help guidelines of what needs to be in their home. You can offer value-added solutions to problems that you find. And you can increase your customer benefits and profits by doing so. It's a problem solution thought process. One of the ways that education seems to be a better consultation with a homeowner than a buy it approach or push a product is a simple inspection sheet, which is pictured here. You're inspecting a couple components of a dryer vent to evaluate what is going on with their system and what areas need attention and what areas are okay. So this one here just is like a 5-finger inspection. You're looking at the hose that connects the dryer to the wall. You're looking at how that connection's made with clamps or any HVAC metal aluminum tape for an airtight connection. You're looking at possibly washing machine hoses, because next to most dryers is a closed washing machine. And supply line leaks are a major potential harm to a home. You're looking for the space available for the dryer. Dryers are made bigger. Homes are not all adaptable for the laundry rooms that they're in or the position of the dryer. And so there's different solutions to help offer more space and safety in the actual way the dryer hooks up to the wall. And then you're looking at the outside of any of the buildings. You're looking at how it comes to the roof termination or the end cap for the roof and out the side of the building. And it usually goes out one or the other. And so an inspection sheet, I always know it as professionals work from notes and amateurs work from memory. I forget things all the time. If I have a set of processes that I make sure I give a proper evaluation, I know that I'm giving my customers a very thorough and complete service. If we've ever been to a restaurant and our drink is never filled up, we feel underserved. And so for a customer to be able to give them thorough and complete, it's a great way to help educate them as well. I mentioned that we'll go over 2 products. So whether you are 100%, we're going to add dryer vent cleaning as a potential service, or we love what we do, we service the best dryer, laundry rooms and appliances. The 2 products we're going over do not really have to be adopted for only dryer vent cleaning. They can be used in your current appliance business because they have to do with how the dryer connects and a simple upgrade on the outside of the sidewall. So InOvate has the Dryer Flex, which is an all aluminum, all metal. It maintains 4 inches of diameter airflow. It has a UL 2158A listed and labeled stamp on it. It's flexible and it's strong, but it also helps resist flame and smoke spread. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. And so a tape measure showing you 4-inch. Why is that important? We mentioned there's building code. Building code states that a dryer vent needs to vent from start to finish 4 inches. And so we mentioned that potential harm and potential fire with closed dryers. The picture in the middle is pretty cool. It is where a flame torch was held to the 4 different pieces of material there. On the right, it's a piece of rigid aluminum, like snap lock aluminum. And the next one to the left is the Dryer Flex. The next one to the left is a UL listed, which is Underwriter Laboratories 2158A listed. Building code requires transition hoses have that rating and it be printed on the material. And then there's a non-UL listed semi-rigid aluminum. And so with a flamethrower, that'd be fun. A flame torch held to each of these venting possible solutions. It took 20 seconds for the torch to burn through the rigid aluminum. It took 77 seconds to burn through the Dryer Flex. It took 10 seconds, whether it's UL listed or not UL listed, to burn through the 2 on the left, the semi-rigid aluminum. And so that's really good metrics and numbers. I'll ask you, if anybody here on the call had their own personal dryer catch on fire, which product would serve them best behind the dryer? What would hopefully resist flame and smoke spread better so that the home stands a better chance of not having a loss? And so operational for the dryer that you guys fix, repair, and evaluate all the different service calls related to a laundry room, Would any of those dryers be better if they could breathe through 4 inches and not be diminished? And then having something that's in line with the standard of building code, that's what the Dryer Flex is able to offer. The picture here is going over the semi-rigid aluminum duct that we just saw, the Dryer Flex, and I think a lot of people, if they've been in the field a week, they've seen slinky foil. And so building code calls for all metal, UL listed 2158A, and it calls for 4-inch venting. Across the bottom, we'll call out the bad red number. It's 3¼ inches for the slinky foil. So why is it 3¼ inches and not 4 inches? The material is like a mylar. It's not all metal, and it folds within itself and compresses so that instead of breathing through 4 inches, it's breathing through 3¼ inch. It's also not able to maintain the rigidity because the bendability and flexibility is very flimsy. And that's what a catch point for length and or a restriction point when it cuts off less than 4 inches. You guys can imagine breathing through a regular straw versus a straw that is less than like a coffee stirrer. Or you can imagine a milkshake with all the toppings inside and how much nicer it is to have that bigger straw. So a clothes dryer has to breathe just like our bodies or like a car. And airflow is important. And so having a transition hose that connects the dryer to the wall that doesn't fold, bend, break, and tear is easy. It resists flame and smoke. And it also provides good airflow consistently is really important. So the semi-rigid duct, it does maintain 4 inches until it potentially gets crushed. A rhetorical question to the 14 or whoever's on this call, have you ever seen a piece of slinky foil that is folded and crushed behind a clothes dryer? I think you may have. Semi-rigid duct, have you ever seen one that is dented or damaged where it doesn't bounce back to a 4-inch vent? And once that airflow has a restriction, the dryer is not functioning as properly as it's designed to do. It's not maintaining the airflow that it needs to have safe and efficient operation. And so these are the downfalls or the product issues with the dryers that you're servicing and the products they already have behind the dryer. And what's great is the Dryer Flex is an upgrade to the airflow, flame and smoke spread, UL 2158A. It meets and exceeds building code and manufacturer recommendations. So you have an option on every call you go on, whether it's dryer vent cleaning or appliance repair, to give a better connection that maintains the things that are essential for safe and efficient operating. I will share just one second on the Dryer Flex. Value for a business to install. The value I just shared is safety and efficiency and overall performance of the clothes dryer, and that's going to benefit your homeowner. The overall value for this product to be installed, most businesses give us feedback that they install the Dryer Flex on average between $15 and $25 a linear foot. Most 4-foot to 8-foot sections, that's anywhere from $60 to $120 for an install, and these products cost you under $20 depending on the length of it. And so it's a great opportunity to serve your customer but grow a lot of profitability in the process. The connection that you make both on the dryer side and the wall side is very important for airflow. The stainless steel clamps, the dryer clamp that InOvate provides, is a worm drive clamp that is all one metal. So it doesn't have different metals binding against each other as the worm drive and the screw threads tighten down. For the technician and for the person in the field, it matters a lot to have something that doesn't bind up, that is efficient, that has multi options depending on what tool you have in your hand, whether it's a 5/16 hex or you have a Phillips head or a flat head. It has a multi-head connection. And so something that is all one metal and helps you in and out of those tight spaces to make a good airtight connection is really a nice help. And they're at a great value as well over many box stores that you'll find. The other solution that I wanted to touch on, I mentioned two solutions to help an appliance business or an appliance business that optimizes and offers dryer vent cleaning. The dryer wall vent. The dryer wall vent is an amazing solution for exterior sidewalls. Why is it performing, or what are the benefits of this product? Well, aside from aesthetics that I'm showing you here, it comes in several different color options: white, tan, brown, black. We have different installation options on this product. But a couple of the design features that help this stand out is that it has a durable 22 gauge galvanized steel. So it's not plastic, it's going to last the test of time. It has a lightweight damper door, which is required by building code. The damper door is a lighter weight to promote the airflow. It's powder coated. So the powder coating finish on the Galvalume is great for long lasting, for weatherization and for functionality. There's rubber bumpers that are down on the bottom corners so that that damper door has a buffer so that there's no noise. They are duct cleaning accessible. And so future cleanings, you don't have to take anything off or remove anything to gain access. The angled resting position to ensure closure. So what's neat about this is that damper door that opens and closes, and it doesn't sit just parallel with the wall. The design of this actually sits on a decline, so it helps use gravity to help keep the damper door closed. And that's important for bird and rodent, potential birds and rodents gaining access. It also has a removable backplate for your installation. Overall, this product is a $35, $45 product solution that you purchase that solves the common venting problem on the outside of the sidewall. It's long lasting. It helps keep birds and rodents out. And it's definitely aesthetic wise, provides a lot of benefit to the customer. Most businesses install this around $150, some upwards and higher, plus or minus, but it creates a good value to be able to serve your customer something that's long lasting, helps keep birds and rodents out, and then it promotes an overall safe and efficient vent in line with building code. And we think about retention. Retention. Our best customers are the ones that we get to serve for a lifetime value. Additional resources. I joke about, like, I got so many wins, you think I'm a .com, right? www. All I do is win, win, win. I don't expect anybody to go to each one of our websites for each of our products and spend a couple hours on the product deep dive. But I do want you to know that there's resources behind each of these products. And I'm not asking to learn 10,000 products, just a handful of products that if you want to know building code, why these products perform differently, and what makes them special, and how does that relate to the service that you provide. Each one of these products has their own information and website that you can gain more knowledge, be an expert in your field, and help a customer that needs a consultation. And so beyond that, there's marketing resources that we can work with you guys on to help educate your customer as well. But I want you to know that each product meets and exceeds building code and has a lot of different benefits that I'm happy to provide education, I hope, on an ongoing basis, and just know that it's available. So how will you grow your business? Appliance repair and home service professionals, making the most out of your increased revenue, right? Being a complete service, diversification, specialization, not a dilution of what you do. This is in line with the appliance. It's the full functionality of the appliance. It's not just putting it in the laundry room. More contact with your existing customers. If adopting the dryer vent cleaning service, it is an annual needed service. Lint will accumulate, as those first couple pictures we showed with the one vent that's clean and the vent that has lint accumulated. It's a fact. So more contact with your customers helps you build that relationship for long-term life of that customer and being able to serve them on an ongoing basis. There's a low barrier of entry. The tools and equipment are not overly complicated. You have different options between air and agitation brush and a few different things that make the job more efficient and effective. So the results of adding dryer vent cleaning as a business using value-added upgrades is something that we have an ongoing passion to be able to support and introduce to each and every business that wants to learn. We do root the way we support our products in education. And so if this at least creates new opportunities to show a full and complete optimized way to serve your customer, myself, Frank Ambrose, and I know Andy is committed to providing education and training for these products. And so I do think that I'm open for any questions with dryer venting, with upgrade products, things that you've seen on job sites, anything that might have sparked an idea or a question. I'm open for some Q&A. And then I do believe that we just want to make sure if you do decide to offer new and different options, we do believe in a setting up for success, and Andy has some easy stock options for you as well. So I'll open it up for any Q&A. If there isn't any, we can move through. But hopefully that at least touched on a few topics that can help you grow your business, because that's the goal of the call.
And Matt, I think I know, but Encompass stocks this the vent tubing and that stuff.
Yeah, Encompass is an amazing resource to have the InOvate solutions available to you with great turnaround time to get you the product, and they have a great understanding of what it takes to have the efficiencies in stocking and receiving the products. So Encompass has the solutions that InOvate provides, and they also have the ability to connect with anything training wise. So 100% available to get products. We introduced 2. There are a handful of solutions that will affect the common venting problems that you come across, but they're all available through Encompass, and we can help with any of the education part to make those available. Yeah, Frank.
First, great job, Matt. Appreciate all that information. I will say again, yeah, Encompass has been a great partner of ours, so they are fully stocked with InOvate products. Going through the presentation, the dryer flex really is kind of a layup for anybody that's going to service a dryer. You're already there. And with the dryer wall vent, that was just kind of an introduction of, if you are looking to get into dryer vent cleaning for your business, there are other things that are easily accessible that can help you, again, increase that revenue. So I would just say the one thought is, if you view dryer vent cleaning as simply kind of an add-on service you'll kind of do to help the customer, change your perspective and realize and recognize that dryer vent cleaning is actually an added revenue stream. We work with businesses that all they do is dryer vent cleaning. So if you're just doing kind of a value add for the customer and not monetizing that, I think you're selling yourself short and not recognizing the real opportunity of revenue that dryer vent cleaning provides when you provide the service with some value added products as upgrades for the homeowner. So a show of virtual hands, how many are considering or are actually already doing some dryer vent cleaning service with their business? Okay, there's at least one. That's good. That's a start. Perfect. Couple. Perfect. So again, just understand that, to Matt's point, moving from an appliance repair company to a home service professional expands your reach, differentiates you from other businesses that might be in your area. And again, dryer vent cleaning is a true revenue stream. So if you have your hands up for questions, great, keep them up. If you are responding to my question, thank you for responding. You take your hand down, but I think we have some questions there, Matt.
Just unmute yourself. Speak openly. You're among friends. Any questions?
Eric, you have your hand raised. Eric Medora. You have a question?
It could just be excitement. I do have a question. If anybody here on the call is currently, it's just a question for us to continue to learn as well. If anybody on the call is currently offering cleaning out the inside of the clothes dryer, is anybody on this call currently offer that as either a service, an independent service? Do you do a complete disassemble and clean out of the dryer? Do you do a minimal disassemble? And what do you charge for that? If anybody unmutes and speaks about it, it's a continual learning question.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we do it as a standalone and then as an add-on if we're doing a current service.
Cool.
I think the range is from $159 for the basic dryer up to $300 for a stacked dryer as a standalone service. And I joined late. I did have some, I guess, they're questions and statements. So we've been doing dry-in cleaning for a while, but we just started to professionalize it over the last 2 years. So we've been ordering InOvate products from Encompass, and there's been a bit of a learning curve. Like when we ordered the dryer L's, unfortunately, we received like both sides of the dryer L, not like the opposing side. So I think there is still a learning curve for what products that grab off the shelf. I don't know how it all works, but we've seen that. We've also had some difficulty with the dryer vent, like if we order no collar versus a collar. So I think there still is a learning curve for those who are pulling off of the shelves because it's relatively new. But overall, we've had more success than not. Just wanted to point out those things, like, just to continue to, I guess, training to make sure everybody's on the same page with that product. And I've read somewhere that other, like HVAC companies have done the same thing with the dry L's, providing the same side and not realizing there's an A and a B or left and a right, for lack of a better statement. But yeah, it is a great add-on business. It is a standalone business, dry-in cleaning by itself. If you get into rerouting, if you get into replacements, yeah, it can turn into a standalone business and not just an add-on. Like people call based upon the things that we post and say, hey, I've seen you clean out this dryer on the inside that has all of this lint and burnt lint. I want to make sure that mine's is safe. Can you come out and provide some service to us?
Great. So you guys are offering the clean out service for the inside of the dryer, and you're offering dryer vent cleaning, both.
Yes.
And your name is?
William.
William, thank you for at least participating. I think that's how we all learn. There are a couple products here. Put the screen back up. We can do a deep dive in any of them, and you can reach out to Andy or myself. We're happy to give you the support so you feel confident behind the products, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, that service that you're offering, do you feel when you clean out the inside of a dryer that you did something to really serve or help somebody that day?
Oh, absolutely. One of the big selling points for dry-in cleaning is preventing dryer fires, right?
Helping prevent, yeah.
Well, helping to prevent them, yes. And so what happens is dryer fires happen way more often than is reported in all the statistics because it never leaves the actual dryer. So as an appliance repair professional, when we open it up, we see the burnt and charred lint a lot. Yeah. So you are definitely doing a service and also educating them on the fact that this happens more often than we realize.
Yeah.
So yes. I hope I answered your question.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. And then the other thing is the reason we understand to highlight that, we're not offering any tool to clean out a dryer. We just know that the rooted problems are somewhere along that vent line, the actual ductwork, and there's also maintenance and serving your customer involved in that. Does the couple solutions that you mentioned, the dryer L, we wanted to cover two things for anybody who's doing appliances that are not a big departure of their exact service. So that was the dryer flex and the dryer wall vent. I think we can do additional trainings if Andy can help coordinate on additional products and solutions. Is anybody else cleaning out the inside of a dryer? And is anybody else on this call currently done a few dryer vents?
Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Taylor. Yeah, we currently are offering both vent and within the unit as well. Clean out services.
And do you charge independently for cleaning out the clothes dryer?
So we offer it as an add-on service while in process of performing a dryer diagnostic. Because we all know a no heat sometimes can go hand in hand with a dryer vent cleaning. Usually we offer that for $75 for an add-on. Or standalone is anywhere from $99 to $149, depending on if it's a roof vent, underground vent, or a wall vent.
Cool. So it sounds like you evaluate and inspect everything to help understand what's going on with the vent. You offer add-on services to help clean out the dryer. And you do calls. Are you in the field?
No, I'm office.
Okay. When you hear feedback from the field, I know that William mentioned this. He said, yeah, we clean out the dryer. And yes, potential dryer fires are a real thing. But he also said that I find charred lint. Have you and your team found charred lint in any of these dryers?
We have. I don't think y'all are going to like my answer too much, but we're big proponents of not preying on homeowners' fear. Unless if we actually see evidence of, hey, we can see, repeated places of, charred lint, we really are recommending that you get this done. In addition, and this seems to be more of the push as we discuss warranty more, hey, we came out for a dryer not heating. We noticed evidence of, charred lint. We see that this vent is impacted. We highly recommend you do it. It's only an add-on of $75 while we're already in here. Homeowner says, no, I'm not really good on that. I'd rather not. That's totally fine. Just letting you know, though, we are going to throw a restring kit in here today for the heating element. And there will be no warranty without doing that dryer vent cleaning. We won't be able to warranty that product if it fails again. And that tends to be the push to keep them safe rather than preying on their fear.
And 100% love your answer. There's nothing bad about that. We want to be able to evaluate and offer solutions to homeowners. There are enough common issues and problems that there is no need for forcing to buy anything or fear-based offerings. You're just simply evaluating and educating. I'm just simply drawing an understanding that when you're inside a dryer, you're going to find situations that's going to have charred lint, and anything non-maintained is going to lead to different problems that you don't want to happen. So when you're able to educate somebody on that, provide solutions, the one thing I would say about whenever you find buildup lint inside the dryer, it does help you understand the way you shared your inspection is we might know that there's something else causing more buildup in there. It could be some of the components of the vent. It could be this, and we'll evaluate and give you options. I think your answer is fine. None of this is about taking or fear.
Yeah. And, to that point, Taylor, it's all about, as Matt talked about earlier, it's educating the customer and then allowing them to make an informed decision. So that's really, I understand there are some businesses out there that really prey on fears, but if we're just bringing something to someone's attention and alerting them and educating them about what's going on and why, then they can make an informed decision. So just 2 points I want to make, and then if there are any other questions, we can take them, but then we'll turn it back over. The one thing I always, when I do different presentations and things, people have to understand, if the lint's not getting out through the ventilation system, it is collecting in the dryer. And as we know, that's where the fire starts. So having, clean ductwork and providing a service to make sure the lint is getting out, that makes sure that it's not collecting in the dryer. Number one. Number two, Matt had talked about, we can do more through Encompass, but you'll be able to get our contact information. if this is something that you're going to get into it more or want to do something with your technicians, Matt's role, and that's why I love having him around, because I'm not as good at it as Matt is. Matt's role is actually to do these types of trainings for any individual businesses, for, you know, Encompass and their team. So feel free. Like I said, we want to be a resource of information for everyone to help you do better with your business.
100%. And if you guys share with Andy and the Encompass team that this is beneficial and we can do this again, we're willing to be able to be available.
Taylor, did you have a question?
I do. I attempted to look on the website, but do you guys offer any type of the magnetic vent system?
When you say magnetic vent system, are you referring to something on the external vent termination?
Where the vent hooks from the back of the dryer to the wall itself, so that
so you're talking
homeowners
about
can
the
use
mag
dryer.
vent. The
Correct.
mag vent.
Yes.
We do not offer the mag vent, but we're very familiar with that company because we know that the transition hose that they use is actually dryer flex. So we're very familiar. It's a great product. It's a nice solution. You know, Andy may know if Encompass carries that or not, but we do not have something like that. We help provide that finished product.
Okay.
I know Encompass is in conversations with that company, and I believe we'll be carrying the line in the foreseeable future. Don't hold that in stone, but that was the word on the street at ASTI.
Yeah, Kevin, the owner, is a great guy, and they do nice work.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
William, did you have a question? I see your hand raised there.
Yep, I had a question and a statement. Well, the first one is a statement about the actual manufacturers recommend dryer vent cleaning, and they also recommend cleaning out the cavity of the dryer as well. So that's, you know, that information you can simply share with the homeowners, that this is literally a manufacturer's requirement or strong suggestion that you do those things. My question was about the fresh air vents, and will you guys in future trainings talk about that? I know that's new, but it also is a need out here to provide additional services for, you know, replacing the fresh air vents with the InOvate products.
Any training is available. I would recommend anybody that's on this call, if you see any of the product names there, send Andy an email saying, hey, can we get training on this, this, or that? So that the future series of these address the products that you're very interested in, and we're not having to guess to say, well, what might work? So that would be my suggestion.
Gotcha.
Hey, William, you bring up a good point. Manufactured recommendations, right? That's one way to guide a customer and educate them what the best operation is for the manufacturer of the clothes dryer. The other way is building code, which is a standard of minimum, you know, requirements that can be exceeded. The other thing that's been impactful, that's been shared with from customers, from contractors in the field with their customers, is on the back of most dryers, there's usually a stick figure drawing with an explosion, and it's a warning label to make sure that you're using the proper transition hose, and not something that's not metal or flame resistant. So showing the manufacturer saying there are some harms, there are some concerns, use the right material, you know, is different ways to educate on recommendations. They have, don't use this. And building code says what you need to use, but manufacturer recommendations are very important so it operates correctly. You're right.
Yeah. Absolutely. We use all of that because it's a learning curve, right? It's as hard as it is to believe. Some people have never heard of or thought about having their dry vents cleaned in 20, 30, sometimes even 40 years. And I've had a few of those where the lint was so impacted on the side that it comes out in like hardened clumps. So yeah, it's still as much as it is known, it's still unknown or unconsidered to certain people. So the education part is huge.
Andy, do we have time for one more question?
Yeah.
All right. So I see JIC. GIC dryer vent care has a hand up for a question, possibly.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. First of all, thank you guys for making this happen. I think it's important. It's not talked about enough, in my opinion, and that's kind of why we've took the stance of creating a division within our appliance repair company, just strictly focusing on dry vent cleanings and replacements of flex duct, etc. So thank you for kind of shining some light on this. Something I'm always curious to see if anyone has this information or if you have these data points available. But in this day and age, the duct runs vary drastically from one manufacturer to the next. I'm noticing some of them can go up to 100 feet now, obviously minusing 90-degree elbows, etc. And that's always something that we use to talk to our customers about. And listen, it may be able to go up to 90 feet. I don't really recommend it. But do you guys have any type of a list compiled based off of manufacturers and what their general recommendations are? I'm noticing that it's very model specific now. It's not like it used to be. It used to be, all right, 50 feet, on average. So I was just wondering if, number one, you had those type of data points available for us. And the second thing is, what's your take on boosters? So we're located on Long Island, New York, and we do a lot of residential dryer vent cleaning in the Hamptons. And you're talking about 10,000 square foot mansions. And to get to an outside wall from the inside could be 200 feet, as crazy as that sounds. So, I'm personally not a huge fan of them. I find that, it from speaking to people in the industry, basically, when you remove that lint trap, that fan still runs for a good, 60 seconds after the dryer shuts off. If you remove the lint trap, it sucks some of that lint off of the lint screen in the dryer and it gets clogged in the fan. So number one, I wanted to see if you guys have a remedy for that. And number two, what's your take on booster fans and dryer vents themselves? And once again, thank you guys. And I was at ASTI and I met some of you there. And I appreciate it. And I just wanted to get some feedback. So thanks on that.
Matt, you want to take this one? You want me to?
Go
I'll
for
jump
it.
in.
A couple of them are simple. The other ones are question marks. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the booster fans, first of all, building code changed a couple of years ago to say that booster fans are against code. And now they have approved one single booster fan, and they don't call it a booster fan anymore, though. I'm trying to remember what they call it, but really the only approved one is the Turgland, TJURLAND, the Turgland fan, which is the fan itself is offset from the ductwork. So as you know, when you went to service that, if you were cleaning up to the booster fan, you were just packing lint right up to the fan. So that was the issue with that. So the old things were horrible. We always recommended against it. And our solution was the Dryer L, which eliminates the 5-foot penalty that a standard elbow puts in. So that's the first thing with the booster fans. There's only really one approved booster fan now by code.
And also to add to that, the dryer placard, you see the logo there on the bottom left?
Yes.
Building code states that when a dryer vent exceeds 35 feet, that it's required to have the dryer placard listed and labeled in visual space of the dryer. So that way it lets other HVAC, fire department, other people that would be servicing it know that run is longer than 35 feet. So there are things in place to be.
Yeah, that point goes to your first question about any list or information on what dryers and what lengths. As you said, there are so many different models coming out, and so you're just going to have to look at the user's manual for the specific appliance, because code does say up to 35 feet equivalent length duct run or manufacturer recommendation. So anything over 35 feet, you need to have that dryer placard that says 50, 75 feet, whatever. So if someone else buys the home and puts a dryer in, they know that they're going to have to buy a dryer that the manufacturer says can cover that length. But there is no standard because it's changing so much. And to your point, there are models out there now that say up to 100 feet, which is, again, I think it's insane as well. But so that's, there is no resource or database that I am aware of that has all the different duct capabilities for dryers, but that dryer placard is important for anyone that has something that exceeds standard building code.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
And I think
All right,
we're running close to time, so I think we'll hand it to Andy for anything closing here.
I just want to thank you folks at InOvate for putting on the training. My name is Andy McPherson. I'm the training manager, trying to bring higher quality trainings, a little bit of variety of trainings. We appreciate you folks attending. Excuse me. I do have an Easy Stock, which is it's a free app for Encompass customers, inventory management, as well as looking up part numbers. Really does a great job on that. I have training noontime today if you have any interest in that. Other than that, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you being an Encompass customer, and look at our training site for any future stuff. Have a good day.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And Andy, thanks for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Be good.